Erik. So very welcome to this special episode of Eric and the Gypsy. With me, Eric, and...
Me, the Gypsy.
The Gypsy. Kent.
Yes, very good.
This is a special episode because it's in English. We've never done that before. And the reason is that we have a special guest. And that special guest is a very funny comedian. I've seen him on the local circuit in Gothenburg several times. He's got really good material. He's got an even better stage presence and a delivery out of this world. And I enjoy him very much. And he's even taller than me, which I'm depressed about, but fuck it. Here's Donatas Kveselys.
Welcome home.
I'm the only one clapping in this room.
So nice to have you here.
This is a
did
great
I pronounce your last name right?
It's Donatas Kveselys. You will never be 100% right.
No.
But you can always strive to be there, you know?
All right.
It's a metaphor for life.
Because you're from Lithuania.
Lithuania, yeah. You said that perfect, though.
Lithuania. How do you guys say it?
In Lithuania is Lietuva.
Lietuva.
All right.
That sounds scary. Where are you from? Lietuva.
Sounds KGB.
I can try to KGB it a little bit. I come from Lietuva.
Where's your money?
All right.
Well, I want your money, your wife, and your kids.
Wow, it only took you like 5 seconds to get into Eastern European jokes.
But anyhow,
I know this shit was coming.
How tall are you?
I am 2 meters and 1 centimeter to be exact. But actually, when I got my Swedish ID in Trollhättan, I came in with shoes and they didn't have like a high enough ruler. And the Swedish lady that was working at Skatteverket, she couldn't see me, so she just guessed.
All right.
Yeah, but it ended up being the right thing.
All right.
She like subtracted the shoe a little bit.
Okay.
I ended up at 201.
All right.
Okay, that's good.
But I would guess you're 201.
How tall are you, Eric?
197 centimeters.
Okay.
So 4 centimeters shorter than you.
Okay. You have so many more kilograms than me, though.
I do.
You would crush me, man.
I'm probably twice the weight of you, I guess. I don't know. You're a skinny guy. And this isn't my fattest.
Oh,
I've been up
this isn't your final form.
Nope. I've been up to the last time when I was my fattest. The last time I stood on a scale, I was 161 kilograms.
That's crazy, man. That's and like now, me and my twin sister put together.
You have a twin sister?
Yeah.
Is she tall as fuck as well?
180 centimeters tall.
180.
She says 179, but that's only because she can't get matches on Tinder.
All right, yeah, I bet. She's back in Lithuania?
She never left, so
no.
she
all right, yeah.
I told her.
Why doesn't anybody ask about my height?
Yes,
because you're a midget.
Do you want to know how tall I am?
Not really.
Okay, let's continue.
I could guess, man.
Okay, guess.
You're 168.
Thank you, but no.
I already love this podcast.
Oh, shit.
You downgraded me.
Okay,
but, the last time you're still welcome. You're still welcome.
So if someone would ask you in feet, in inches, how tall are you then? Because for me, I can say 6'4", and I could say 6'6", and it's somewhere in between. Because it's 2.5 centimeters per inch, right?
It's a huge range, man.
Yeah, it is a huge range.
I'm prepared for that question because I checked my like height in feet for like what I would be. I always check like
is it 7?
How tall was like Kobe Bryant, you know? And I compare myself like the body type. I'm like 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah.
How tall is Kobe Bryant?
Used to be.
Yeah.
How tall is he now?
How far down is he?
If he's cremated or...
Okay.
I think he was around 2 meters.
2 meters. Mm-hmm. All right.
Now he's 2 meters below.
The standard question, 6 feet.
6 feet under.
6 feet down.
6 feet under. Yeah.
So
I mean, nay, but that's a joke.
The standard question, being tall and all, is: did you play basketball?
Yeah.
Lithuania is very good at basketball.
Yeah, Lithuania is pretty good at basketball. Somebody sent me like a picture today of Lithuania winning like bronze medal, like some world championship in 1992, which was the year that I was born. And the funny thing was like, it said like Lithuania didn't have like enough money to like participate or something like this. So I think they got donated money by someone.
I bet Yugoslavia was pretty good at that time, but they were busy having a war. So they...
Oh, yeah, that's always...
Yeah.
I think
so I guess you wouldn't have been third in the world after that. Was 92, that was Russia. So was it the US, Russia, and then Lithuania?
I mean, it was... Lithuania was independent at the time.
Yeah,
but,
after
coming out of
89
like,
or 90. Yeah.
Soviet, I mean, I guess it was just the very beginning.
Yeah.
But we always had great basketball players. Could be the height, you know. It's a tall nation.
Are you a tall nation?
Yeah, I'm an average guy.
Because I've been to Netherlands, and that's the tallest country in the world. And when I walk into a nightclub in the Netherlands, my perception is that I'm average height.
Really?
Yeah, because I have to look up at a lot of tall guys there.
Do you know I have a theory about Netherlands and why they're so tall there?
No, tell me.
It's because they live below sea level.
So they all like a flower trying to get out.
No, not at all, man. It's natural selection. So all the people who were like under, you know,
they can't breathe.
They can't breathe. They die, and only the tall ones survive to procreate.
I see.
And that's why the whole country is so tall, man.
It's interesting that you're an engineer, because that is, it has a bit of a fallacy to that theory, but
that, you know. When I said theory, I meant the joke. And by the way, that joke killed the Netherlands.
Oh, I bet.
But we're not recording this podcast in Lithuania. We're recording it in Gothenburg. And why did you come here? Why did you move to Sweden?
See the racism.
Yeah, Kent only jumps in like...
to the racism.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you come here?
Yeah, why did you come here?
Go back to Africa.
How many centimeters are your skull? I want to know for a fact.
You want to find the dimple?
Yeah.
That separates you from me. Like in that movie.
Yeah.
What's that movie? Like
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Django Unchained.
Django.
Oh yeah, that was.
So why did you come and to my beautiful country and take my beautiful girls and take out my jobs? Why did you come here?
Came from Lithuania to study in the beginning.
To take my job.
Down the line, yeah. I did steal a few jobs.
As if you could study anything on an engineering level.
I could if I would. I would if I could.
If you're good at stealing,
yeah.
you can steal those jobs, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Obama stole the... You know, right? I mean, allegedly they say. I don't know. I haven't seen the birth certificate.
But you didn't move here because of love.
Kenya.
You and I. By the way, people keep asking me all the time.
Because
like,
every time I hear a story that somebody moved from their country to Sweden, it's always because of love.
Yeah, I heard of your stories like that.
Like, it's always a love story. Oh, I met her at the airport, and then, we got married, and now we have 3 kids, and I want to take my life.
I feel like it's a lot of, like, Latin American guys that I know that came here for, like, a blonde Swedish girl.
The stereotype,
blonde
Swedish girl.
And now they are single, you know? But I guess they're, because once they come here, they see, oh my God, there's so many other, like, beautiful blonde Swedish girls, and they just go after them, you know. So this kind of like thing coming for the love doesn't work out. But not in my case. In my case, I just came purely to study and to make money in a very stable and financially secure job, you know.
Which Lithuania can't provide?
It could. I don't know. As an engineer, I think you can do all right in Lithuania. But, you know, I'm the kind of guy who always, I guess, wants more. I'm a greedy guy, you know. I want to pay high taxes and make enough money to have a good second-hand
bicycle. We cherish
bicycle.
your tax money. That's nice. So, but you came to Sweden 4 years ago, right?
Okay. So in reality, I mean, it's a little. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like saying people that I've been here for a long time because everyone's like, "Hey, why don't you speak Swedish?" But I think it's been more like 5 years.
5 years.
4 in Gothenburg. You know.
All right.
Or maybe in Gothenburg plus
But we spoke before the podcast that you did some exchange program.
Yeah, I think that's what adds up to my 5 years.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I think it's time to add
But I bet Sweden is one of the hardest places to try and learn Swedish because everyone has decent enough English and we rather switch to that than sitting through your shitty Swedish and we'll just switch.
You're going to sit through my shitty Swedish. I don't know, man. It depends. You should talk to some of my colleagues.
All right.
There's a lot of Swedish.
They truly try?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it depends. It depends who you meet. But, yeah, it's a valid point. Maybe that's why I don't have too many Swedish friends.
Oh.
But when you think, do you think in your native language, or do you think in English now? Then you
I moved on, man. My dreams are in English.
You're thinking in Germany now.
I'm English all the way now. Okay. I have dreams in broken English.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I think the only time I kind of switch back is only if I have to curse in Russian. If I get stressed, I will speak Russian.
All
but
right.
I don't even speak the language. I'll just curse, you know.
So the curse languages. You know the curse language of Russian, but
it's basically Lithuanian because everyone's using that, you know.
All right.
What's the worst curse word in Russian you
I don't
can
want
use?
to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Suka.
That's a bitch.
Is it like a worse curse word, or is it like a medium?
If you call your mother.
All right.
Suka.
Yeah. Okay. That would be bad.
Okay.
But if you call a friend, could be endearing, you know.
If you hit your toe on a table, you scream Suka.
Yeah, you would add blat afterwards.
Blat?
Suka blat.
What's that?
Fuck
a bitch in the mouth. Suka blat.
If you want to.
Is it a verb? Is it an adjective?
Oh,
or
man, you cornered me, man.
All right. You don't know. It's a fill-in word somehow to the curse.
It's like a fuck. I think it's the most fitting word for fuck.
All right. So jävla or something is
jävla.
All right.
But if you compare suka blat with jävlar, it's suka blat has more punch in it.
Yeah.
If you compare a Russian guy with a Swedish guy and the both hit their toe in the same table at the same time and they both curse and you hear suka blat, that Russian guy is going to kill that table and that table's family and the whole IKEA franchise.
Yeah.
But if you hear jävlar, it's you want to
I think the Swedish guy would just kick it and be like, "Oi."
Are you hurt, my friend? Are you damaged?
Oi. And I think you don't censor your people, right? The TV. I mean, the king could go on live and be like, "Fan, jävla pandemic."
Yeah,
he could. Yeah.
At the time right now, I guess he could. He could probably curse on national TV. Yeah.
But back in the days, I remember when I was a kid, they censored the hell out of TV shows when they said curse words. But now, Filip and Fredrik, they're talking a lot of curse words, and they don't bleep them.
No.
Who are these guys? Philip
they are.
Is it like a Swedish radio or?
No, they are TV hosts and radio podcast hosts, making a lot of TV programs on different channels and writing programs.
Especially Channel 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their home
They
station.
have the Channel 5 in their pocket.
Two funny guys doing funny things and doing game shows every now and then. And they've got a very successful podcast that they started 11 or 12 years ago. So they were early on in the podcast game, and they've gained notoriety because of their podcast and their TV shows and all of that.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this for 3 years in September.
Okay, you still have 8 years to catch up?
Yeah, exactly.
8 years and a contract with Channel 5.
Yeah.
I don't even have TV, so I don't know what's a channel
But you
5.
got a podcast?
No.
No.
What a coincidence.
I just want to come to other podcasts.
Yeah, but I've heard you on Högst Oklart. Our friends, Hannes and Christian Kalczyk. Well, Hannes Bergman Trygg and Christian Kalczyk. And so the stand-up game, and so did we... No, we haven't really gone through. Why did you come to Sweden?
Yeah, maybe I diverted. I don't know why.
I think you did.
I get uncomfortable when I need to talk too much about myself because I feel like I do talk about myself so much when I do stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
So in conversations, I feel like, oh, shit, if I'm just gonna... Like, the worst question I could get is like, hey, what kind of places should I visit when I go to Lithuania? And I'm like, just don't go, man.
Is that bad?
But outside of capital, I don't even know, like, what do you want to see, you know?
I read that Lithuania has a lot of castles and mansions.
Yeah.
That's what I
look
read.
for them.
I don't like castles or mansions, but how was it? Okay, continue with the story.
I just want to understand, like, okay, so when you travel, like, do you just want to go, like, oh, look at the castle, look at the mansion? Or I guess it depends on the person. Like, if you are the kind of guy who's going to, like, read up on the castle, who's, like, really into history. I think, Eric, you're that kind of guy.
You would think, but I'm not. I'm there for the alcohol and the people.
Yeah, but I feel like you're like a drunk human Wikipedia. Like, you can spew facts easy.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I'm moderately interested in castles and mansions.
That's all
moderately
it takes, man. I mean, if you are really interested in like castles and that's
a weirdo.
That's autism.
Yeah, that is autism for sure.
Or my history teacher. But hey. It's okay.
Okay, so you came here not for love, but you came here for
decent job.
Honestly, I had like a little bit boring like university experience education. I think I wanted to experience what's it like to study abroad, party a little, and see if I can... I didn't plan this in the beginning, but later I started like developing this idea of maybe I should try working abroad, you know? Because when I came to Sweden, I saw like, oh my God, you know, this is like, they really have it good. Like everything looks kind of like cleaner a bit. You know, Lithuania is not bad, but like it seemed like the people are kind of having it better. So I was always wondering like, how much do these people make, you know? Especially when my like, what was it like? One of the engineering disciplines like teacher, he said like, oh yeah, you learn this and then you can just move in the countryside and drive like an expensive car because you're going to be making a lot of money, you know. But then later, once I got to that place where I'm now working as an engineer, I realized that there is no really like big amount of money. A lot of this is just going to taxes and I'm kind of living like a student.
The Swedish dream is not a reality.
It's an illusion.
No. You guys need to wake up.
Yeah.
But what did you have? Did you have any stereotypes of the typical Swede before you moved?
I think I pictured Swedish people to look more like Eric and less like you can. That's the only thing. But
Eric is the typical Swede 20 years ago. The typical Swede today, you're looking at him.
I'm not blonde enough. I've got Polish.
No, I said 20 years ago. If you go back 40 years ago.
You could be Polish.
Yeah. My grandmother was.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But you're a big Polish.
Yeah. No, I got the Viking jeans and the and normal jeans, pants jeans.
But that was not your only stereotype image you had.
No, I guess I expected a little bit of Vikings. I expected a little bit of cold weather, which was a mistake totally. Maybe if you go really up north, then it gets a bit colder. Other people really had crazy ideas. They picture polar bears walking in the streets. Like, that was crazy.
We went through the judgmental views on Swedes from tourist places around the world. They've done some study, not a study, just some magazine or whatever. And I think that was number 2 or number 3, polar bears on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that. And even I've lived in a place with polar bears on the streets, and that wasn't that many polar bears on the streets.
Svalbard?
Yeah, exactly.
I know things.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Educated, tall fuck.
I talk to people.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Who can tell you a fact.
Okay, so when did you decide to, okay, Sweden is the place I want to go? Sweden is the place to be. Sweden is the place to work. When did you decide it?
Maybe like 2013 or 14. Because after my first exchange that I had in Linköping, I came back to Lithuania and I worked like in a cigarette manufacturing company. I didn't like it that much. I think I was a little bit depressed and alone. And I was really busy at the time because I was also studying at the same time.
All right.
And I was like, you know what? The most fun I've ever had was actually the half a year that I spent in Sweden when I was like studying a little bit and partying a lot. And I was like, let me go back, try to make it right. Maybe like make a few Swedish friends, because back then I only made friends with Germans.
let me go back and spend all of my salary on taxes. Hooray, hooray. What a fun we have.
It's okay. I'm very frugal, man. I can save. That's why I look like shit. It's because I'm rich loaded, man.
When you say you look at like shit, you don't.
I don't. I had a shower an hour ago, man.
All right. That's why. All right.
This is a secondhand t-shirt, man.
Okay, but the stand-up thing.
Yeah, that, okay, if you want to talk about this. Oh, yeah.
Because the stand-up thing happened in Sweden. It didn't happen in Lithuania.
Yeah.
You didn't do stand-up back home.
No.
You started stand-up shows and gigs here in Sweden.
Yeah.
So how did you like start doing stand-up?
Yeah. I want to talk about this, man. Because back in Lithuania, we didn't have stand-up. Or at least, I mean, when the US stand-up was booming and I was watching a bunch of like clips online, there was like no stand-up in Lithuania, you know, like zero. And then
no domestic, but I guess stars could come there once in a while.
We
right?
had like known people just reading jokes or like memorized like jokes, like anecdotes.
All right. Like,
you know?
Street jokes, Lithuanian street jokes.
Kind of a little bit stupid. Like, what do you call a man with no
what do you call
no nose? And nobody knows, you know. Kind of like this.
So
but
street jokes, yeah.
What do you call a Russian without vodka? Polish.
But towards the end of like my high school years, a TV program came out and people started doing actual stand-up, and it was televised.
Lithuanian stand-up, domestic stand-up.
Yeah. There was like people from like all over the country going in there and
when
just
was
doing.
This?
It was, I don't know, like 2008, 9, 10.
All right.
And it was called a humor club, and that was amazing. Like, it was very interesting to watch that. And then I had some shows back in school where I had just school performances.
Like plays and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit like end of the year, like presenting. And I had a few moments where I had a few like comedic moments that were like a bit improvised.
Right.
And people laughed, and I remember that feeling, and it was a really good feeling. It kind of washes you over. And then I was like, I think I would like to try and do some stand-up. But I got into an engineering school, and for some reason, it didn't seem like it was possible to go somewhere and sign up, or maybe I was too stressed with like education. And then once
because with the boom of things on the national TV, I guess open mics started throughout.
But that's the thing. The TV thing, it ended, and those people got so much exposure. The ones who really did well on this TV thing, they started touring in Lithuania.
All right.
Like actually touring. So I haven't heard about open mics.
So they booked out theaters and stuff.
Yeah, they started booking like bars and theaters at the end. And I actually been to one of the shows to see them. I went by myself like a serial killer. I was sitting like with some stranger, two girls, and they were like, what is this guy doing here? And I liked that. It was cool to see. And the whole time I was thinking like, it would be fun if I could like try and do that. But I ended up, I guess, distracted. And once I came to Sweden, that thought never really left me. And I started Googling and looking for places to do stand-up in Sweden.
So
I found Stockholm. And when I was closer to Gothenburg, I found Gothenburg. So that's how I started.
But you moved to Gothenburg before you were interested in the stand-up scene, or you Googled back home in Lithuania. You Googled different cities and the scene.
No. I wouldn't come to Sweden from Lithuania just to do stand-up.
No.
I just was in Sweden, and it was convenient enough for me to like find something here.
So you realize there are a couple of open micers and...
Yeah.
Right.
I looked for clubs.
Yeah.
At the time, I lived in Trollhättan, which is where my company is based. And there's nothing. It's a very small city. It's like 40K people, you know? And I found this like Andra Long Abyss club, you know, that is open right now. And
one of our earlier guests, Philip Hjelmer.
Yeah, Philip is running the place. He's been running it for a while. And this was like 3-4 years ago. And I made the phone call to the bar and I asked, hey guys, do you have like English performing comedians? I would like to come and see, you know, because I wanted to check it out first.
Yeah.
And they said like, I think one Canadian guy is on the lineup. It was just some passing by guy. I went there again by myself, sat down in the first row like a serial killer. I was like with 3 girls, just random. You know, I just had like an open spot. And the whole thing was like in Swedish. I don't understand shit. I'm just on my phone the whole time. There was one guy who's like presenting. He called me out that I'm like not...
Oh, the MC did?
The MC called me out. Right. And I don't know any Swedish. He called me out. He was like, what are you doing? You know, you're like on your phone the whole time. At the time I had like Snapchat and like taking pictures, sending to people, oh, look at me. I'm at the stand-up comedy show. And he started talking to me and he ended up realizing that I'm like not Swedish. He was like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? He brought me up on stage.
Oh, shit. So involuntarily, you did your first gig.
That wasn't my gig. He gave me the mic and he just had a conversation with me.
All right. Stand-up raped you.
I mean, that was embarrassing. I remember to this day what he said. He said, look at this guy on his phone sitting with 3 beautiful girls. Like, what are you doing? Like, talk to them, you know?
All right.
And then I got off. I saw the Canadian guy perform. It looked cool. And then it took me like 1 year to actually go there and do stand-up. And
so you went to the same club?
Yeah.
That raped you?
The Phillips club?
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly. And then I decided I need to move to Gothenburg because it's going to be just easier to go to this. But I wrote the whole time. I have like a Word file to this day. I'm just like writing. I would commute on train, go to work, and I would like maybe come up with some joke, write it down, you know? But then I signed up, did my first gig, and then just tried to do as many gigs as possible and never stopped.
All right.
So I'm 2.5 years in. Pandemic happened, but I kept going, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you've done a few gigs during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Safe ones.
It was a horrible year, honestly.
You told me last time we met when you were doing a gig at Hannes Club Haltakotten. You told me backstage you were doing a gig at someone's home.
Yeah, we had
How was that like? You didn't know the person. They booked you.
Peter.
You know the person. Okay.
Yeah.
So he booked like a private show.
Yeah, man. It's kind of cool once you get to know people, you know, and they are, hey, there's not much stand-up happening, so why don't we just, I mean, we have the mics, let's go to someone's place, we have the restrictions, let's stream it online, invite a few friends, just do some jokes.
Paint me the picture. They were sitting on a sofa.
Yeah.
Peter and his friends.
Yeah.
In the living room.
Yeah.
And you were standing there with the mic.
Yeah.
In a living room.
Yeah.
Like 4 meters from them. And pulling jokes.
I don't need a mic, honestly. They can
but
hear
you
me.
had a mic.
I had a mic.
All right.
Because I'm a professional, bro.
All right.
And honestly, it was like 8 people there, half of which were comedians.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But we did like 3 times this stuff, and it was kind of up and down. But one time, when there was like just 4 people, I had such a good time. And I usually know like performing in front of like small crowds suck. But those guys really wanted to be there. And it felt kind of like this känn som hemma, you know, feel like home vibe. I was performing without shoes. I was just standing there with my socks, you know.
All right.
With the microphone. And it was just funny to me. And I don't think I had even many jokes. I just told them what I was doing.
Huh.
That's sometimes a good gig to do, you know, just to talk a little bit.
I bet. Erik. So we were talking about how it was performing in front of a small crowd. And
in a living room with a mic. My question now is, was the mic plugged in or unplugged?
It was one of those wireless mics. I guess, Kent, you know a lot about
But they had a PA system, so they actually had sound coming out of speakers?
Yeah. We had a speaker. You know, we had a few shows. Sometimes the sound was good, sometimes the sound was bad, but yeah, I'm just happy to do it, you know?
Yeah.
At that point in the pandemic, I mean, I was excited to go somewhere.
I bet.
Yeah.
When I was Googling before your arrival, I was Googling Lithuania. And I was Googling on my phone. And the first thing that came up on my phone was Google Maps. Like, where is Lithuania?
Even the Google Maps is like, what the fuck is
What the fuck are you talking about? Why do you want to go here?
And I, for some reason, I clicked the Google Maps link. And in Google Maps, there's a function that you can be placed like on a street, and you can like look around the street.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Google Maps view.
Google Maps view, yeah.
Street view, yeah.
And I looked around, and I have some kind of questions for you now.
Oh, here we go.
This is what I saw when I Googled Lithuania.
Shit, you did homework. Let's see this.
And I haven't like played with the streets. This is the first actual picture that came up on Street View. And I have a lot of questions. What the fuck is this?
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's a lot of crosses.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you didn't just randomly drop the pin somewhere on the street.
No.
You are now looking at the highlights of Lithuania. So this is an image.
But just for a fact, this scared the living shit out of me because I was Googling this like around 10, 11 at night, and I saw a lot of crosses, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he actually, I spent the nights in the woods in a tent. And he said, I wouldn't dare that because I would be too freaked out about the killers in the bushes. So some context to why Kent is that he's got some night fears, or he's got some...
yeah.
You know, I can see how that could be scary. So this is basically the hill of crosses where it's like millions probably of crosses. And yeah, I can probably see how that's scary because... This is the worst thing that happened to Jesus, and it's all over the place.
Yeah, but what does this crosses mean? Is it like every time somebody... Because when I first saw this, I pictured myself like that lovers... Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, baby. With some lover music. But I was picturing the lover bridge on Paris with the key locks.
Oh, the bridge in Paris where people put the lock pads on the...
to lock their love.
Oh, yeah.
I was like picturing...
I've seen that in Czech Republic, I think.
They got that on the Karlsbridge as well?
They do that stuff.
All right.
So I thought this was your answer for that love bridge in Paris, but with crosses instead.
No, this is just a huge fire hazard, I think. Just a bunch of wooden Jesuses. Which is, by the way, I think it was on fire once.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. I was there once as a kid.
But
I wish I was more educated to give you like a good idea of what this is. But you know what?
Is it like a cemetery or like a...
No one's dead.
No one's dead.
In there.
It's like a memorial thing?
It's like a religious thing. It's like a religious monument, kind of.
And it's from the Catholic thing you got going on there?
Clearly, man, the crosses.
Yeah.
I had to say this, but it looks like a scrapyard for crosses.
Some place like there to the left, I mean, definitely looks like...
That's a big, huge heap of crosses. It's like they're disposable crosses. Fuck it, I'm done with this one.
This is like a recycling place for crosses.
Yeah.
This
is Renova in Lithuania.
This cross is used up. I did 1,000 prayers. Yeah. That's the mileage.
Didn't work.
Time to scrap it. Yeah. Get the new one.
Time to scrap it.
But is it free of charge to go here? Like, or do you have to pay?
I think you can get in for
That's a gypsy
free.
question for you.
Yeah, I want to know.
Free of charge.
Is this your answer for Lisibari?
You think this is yeah.
This is the ride.
You can climb it.
This is how you have Lithuanian kids have fun. They go to see crosses.
But there's some I've never heard about this. I think I've seen photos of this before, but this is some kind of a place for prayers and where religion goes to sleep.
Yeah, this is wild, man. I'm actually very impressed you guys made an effort to pull this up.
I didn't do shit. I just clicked the link, and this is what come up.
Oh,
I didn't do much.
It's interesting, man. You can really expose my gaps in the knowledge of what Lithuania is about. But now that I know you guys have never been there, I could just make shit up.
Yeah. So you were occupied of Nazi Germany for 3 years. Tell me about that.
Absolutely, man. Which, the first time or the second time?
No. Yeah, you did twice. Was it a German occupation of, I think.
Germany was coming over, and then Russia was coming over.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm mixing the two up.
Yeah, Soviet Union.
Yeah. Lithuania is kind of like in the middle of all the mess that was happening like years ago, World War I, World War II.
Yeah, that's what I've...
Yeah, it's kind of like a hotspot for like world powers to meet up and kind of live out their battles.
Yeah, that's what I've read up on, that it's been in possession of Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union and the Nazi Germany
within like a
again.
decade.
Yeah, and then you had some independence guerrilla style party, and you actually...
He's a drunk Wikipedia, man.
Yeah, but you actually did maintain your independence in a way, and then Soviet Union came again, and yeah. But it's been a hard place, I guess. I mean, grandfathers and grandmothers must have told you. Being neighbor to Russia, even if you're in Finland, or it imprints something on the people, I guess.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we had a huge struggle for the language survival.
Oh yeah, the Lithuanian language. Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's crazy. Just less than 3 million people, and we managed to keep it going. But
it's just 3 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
2,999,000 now when you moved here.
Now that I'm gone, yeah. But the thing is, I think a lot of like older people do speak Russian because of that, you know?
I bet.
They kind of bilingual in that sense.
Do you speak any Russian?
No.
Except
like,
the curse words.
I had Russian at school, but my parents did my homework, so I don't.
Oh, wow.
But do you understand Russian when a Russian person speaks to you?
I have some Russian-speaking friends here. I understand a little bit, but you know what? I feel like a part in my brain that is supposed to understand Russian is now occupied by Swedish.
So it's battling about the same space in your brain.
If I learn a Russian word, I have to forget a Swedish word. That's how it works.
So you went from suka blat to oi.
Oi.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
Have you seen, what's it called? Al Pitcher?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him live?
I've seen him live.
All right.
Okay. That was just before I started doing stand-up.
All right.
Like a week before.
So with your perspective as a non-native Swedish speaker, how funny is he, and his observation about the Swedish mentality and the everyday life?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Because I was sitting in a theater with a bunch of like older Swedish people who were like really laughing their asses off.
Yeah, they're laughing their asses off, and that's why I'm asking him.
Okay, I can see what he's trying to do. I left a few times, but it wasn't for me. I think it was more for the Swedish people, you know?
And the middle-aged and up category.
Yeah, but that's what we all do, you know? It's you kind of cater to the audience. That's, I guess the stand-up that I do today sometimes is a little bit about Swedish people, and what I notice is that Swedish people really love that. When you talk about them, you really like that. But sometimes I'm just more interested in talking about myself.
Yeah.
You know? But if I manage to like kind of bring it back to Swedish people, oh man, they flip out.
Yeah. But I can think like when I watching American stand-up and they are at state, like let's say like Texas or and they're talking about local things that I don't know about, local streets, local cafeterias, local restaurants. All the locals are laughing, and I don't understand shit. I can think and believe that the same, you are feeling and thinking the same when you're seeing Al Pitcher, because he's talking about local things to the Swedes that you're not aware of.
Yeah, at the time I had lived in Sweden for a year, I think, or a couple,
I knew
things. I knew what he was doing. But,
Poto, you talked about Poto.
Yeah, but my thing, I like Bill Burr, I like Louis C.K., and
you like real comedians,
the people who get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
All right, so because when I've seen you perform a few times, and you base your stand-up in reality, and then you add jokes. That's my perception of your stand-up. Am I correct?
I guess
it's storytelling with the jokes. You tag up your stories.
I don't have many stories, I feel. I think I'm up there just kind of venting. I think it's very similar to what I do when I talk to myself, but it's a bit punched up.
All right. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So it kind of goes like, there's like a setup about how I feel, and I just kind of follow that and see if I can make that funny.
All right. Yeah.
Because the most important thing for me when I'm up there is just to be honest. Because that's the only way to kind of make it seem for the people that, like, at least this guy believes what he's saying, you know?
And that's the energy you beam out. Let me tell you, the stage presence and the sincerity that you have on stage is excellent.
Oh, damn, man.
It is excellent. The sincerity and how you look at the crowd to see if they pick up on your frequency, and you're so calm and you're decisive about what you want to say. I love seeing you perform. It's inspiring.
I will go back to this moment in this podcast.
You should.
I need some inspiration.
I can just cut this
this out and send it to me, and I'm going to put this as my alarm.
But you saw Donatas camp.
I saw him, and I told
last
you
week.
I told you backstage. I asked.
It's not backstage. You said that before. It's not backstage. It's at the end of the room.
But you say backstage.
No, you don't.
Okay, I saw you in the back of the room in the toilet, jerking another guy off, and I asked you.
That's some good shit.
And I asked you why you were jerking this guy off. How long have you done stand-up? And you said to me 2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years. It's hard to count the last one, but I guess we can say 2.5.
Yeah, and I know that I was shocked, and I told you that I was shocked because when I saw you on stage and you were so comfortable, and like Eric said, I said to you that I thought you at least had done this 5+ years.
That's my impression as well. Your stage presence and your delivery is 5+ years of stand-up.
I mean,
you're a pro. You look like a pro.
Thanks, man.
You behave like a pro.
But thanks, guys. I mean,
you jerk off other guys like a pro.
And it's not the native tongue of you nor the audience. That's even more impressive, I feel.
The main point is, like, does it work? Do people laugh, you know?
I know, but still, it's quite impressive. You should pat yourself on the shoulder for that.
I'm doing it right now, man.
Yeah. No, but seriously, that is quite impressive. Anyhow, you could have it might be some freebies for you, because when you go up on stage and speak English, people need to listen up. It could be positive in that way as well. I don't know.
There's many, like, things in stand-up. After every gig, I sit down and I write, how did I feel? Why do I think something worked or didn't work?
Like a diary?
A little bit like a diary.
I think that is key to why you develop that quickly.
But you start noticing things about crowds, and the key is attention, you know? If they really listen to you, you can be slower, you can be quieter, you know? You don't need to be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be high energy, but being kind of low.
Oh, yeah.
And then the jokes work better because they can hear you.
But
sometimes you need to, like, act them out.
How do you keep their attention then? What are they, except being 2 meters and 1 centimeter tall?
And what helps, you know, as you said, like, okay, English helps because that's interesting to them because you stand out immediately. Mm-hmm. I guess I do have, like, unusual look, so they're like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah.
Everyone's like expecting, like, say something about your height, you know.
But I've never seen you do. You've done a tag on your height.
I have some bits over the years.
The
you
bits
mentioned
but the bits that I've seen, they aren't about your height. The tags are about your height.
Yeah. You bring it back to that.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed is you have to find the timing for every crowd. So even if you do the same material, sometimes it doesn't work because you're delivering it the same way as you delivered last time. What you do need to do, especially in the beginning, I find what works for myself is slowing down, pause.
Check for the pauses.
Yeah, bomb a little bit, you know, find where they are. And then don't be afraid to like slow down, give them like room to laugh, or to even sometimes just silence builds tension, you know, and it's a good opportunity to like break it.
I can think that every crowd is unique. Every night is unique, and every gig is unique. So the breaks and pauses you have and the material the night before maybe isn't in the same spot and in the same sync the next night. So you have to check for the pauses because the crowd is new and the crowd is unique.
Yeah, so many things. It's so many variables, man. Could be people who have different opinions. Could be just time when you are performing. Are you the first guy? Are you the last guy? Who was the guy before you?
Or the crowd drunk? Or the crowd sober?
Yeah, but you want to be good regardless, you know? Doesn't matter where. Is it like a apartment show in front of 4 people or like 200 people, international crowd, which I've had that, and those are fun gigs.
But with your stand-up here in Sweden now, and you're good, you're very good, are you planning to take your stand-up to the next level back to Lithuania to become those stand-up comedians that are in those TV shows now that you talked about earlier?
I only hear...
Is that your plan? Like,
No. I kind of want to get better. I mean, you always want to get better, but I think I want to keep doing it in English. The strangest thing happens, you know, when you speak English and that becomes your identity, then you go back to Lithuania and you're...
boring as fuck.
No, you're just like that guy you used to be in like school. And I don't know if I'm being
like
myself
meeting
fully,
old
you know?
classmates from back then, and then you become the same person.
I honestly, I don't think I would be able to do it like in Lithuanian. I mean, these guys are doing really good. Like they do really good stand-up. They have local references. I'm like so out of it. I don't know what's happening. I call my sister to ask who's the president still. Like I don't know what the fuck.
No, I bet. Yeah.
Here in Sweden, I mean, this is where I lived for a few years now. I think I kind of understand more what's happening, even though I don't follow the news. Also, I just kind of hear from the people that I talk to.
But do you feel like you've got a Swedish identity now? Are you?
No way, no.
No?
I have a Swedish ID.
ID, but is there? And the language barrier, is that a part of it? Would you feel?
I think so. I think so. I have too many international friends. But I guess if I really learned Swedish and I started hanging out with the Swedish people more, I think my stand-up would probably become more digestible for Swedish crowds. I think that could really...
you want to be that Al Pitcher comedian that like reference to Swedish or...
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it just to get a laugh. I would do it in my own way. So I need to have something in it for myself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I can see that. I mean, the lot of the stuff you speak about from stage are personal stuff that is... It's independent from Sweden in one way. I mean, it's about coming to another country, meeting a girl, and meeting you. It's international in some way. Yeah,
it's relatable. I mean,
it is relatable.
There's no really new premises in stand-up. Everyone's talking about the same things that you go through, relationships and so on. You could say it's a hack premise, but your take on it could be unique. Yeah.
But exactly. The premises are reusable in a way.
Yeah.
But if you start doing crack cocaine, seriously, it could be some different premises at all. The setups and the punchline could be something completely different. Non-relatable, though.
There's many people who can relate to crack cocaine, man.
In Sweden?
Worldwide.
Well, yeah, worldwide, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about mafia. Dun, 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 dun.
Is that what you think about Lithuania?
That's my Lithuanian stereotype. Mafia and prostitution.
Okay. I don't know anything about this.
You don't know anything about it, or you don't know anything about it. How much, like, if you do a stand-up routine in Lithuania and you're doing a bad routine, are like 3 black Cadillac DeVilles waiting for you outside to pick you up?
No, I think you have a different picture about Lithuania.
I have a very big different picture about Lithuania.
Very big difference.
Yeah.
If you're
I
looking,
got very big different.
you got very different picture.
Yes.
But look, man, it's like everywhere. If you're looking for trouble, you're going to find it. But at least what I heard, there's a lot of like comedians in Lithuania who just go up there and just be vulgar and offensive. And sure, there's some fights.
There's some black Cadillac DeVilles.
People disappearing. It's all coming back now. But most of the time it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I actually haven't been to many open mics back in Lithuania, but what I heard from talking to my sister, she's been going to a few, and there's people who talk crazy shit, and I guess it's okay.
Mm-hmm. So the mob is not a big problem.
No, I don't think there's probably is something, but
I bet there's a lot of mobsters in Lithuania, as in every country. But if you're not in the underground or world or the criminal entities, if you're not close to the criminal entities, you won't notice it. As in Sweden.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mobsters in Sweden as well, but as long as you're not...
We hear about them on TV, but we don't see it live in Sweden. And in Gothenburg, at least, we hear about them in the news, like the police officer that got shot and other things. But we don't we're not so near them, so we don't feel them.
Yeah,
well, they are right up your
ass. The
of
motherfuckers. Yeah.
So you feel them.
I feel them deep.
Yeah.
I wish I was more like street smart, man. I feel like you guys are smarter than me when it comes to the streets.
No, Kent is street smart. He's a survivor.
Yeah.
I'm just retarded.
You've seen some shit. You're the first person to get robbed, no?
Yeah, definitely. Erik. So this podcast is called Eric and the Gypsy. And I wanted to know about your experience with the virus that we call gypsies.
You call it the virus, baby.
We don't have the COVID-19 coronavirus. We have the gypsy virus.
There's no vaccine, man. Although they do use a lot of
euthanasia. Euthanasia and sterilization.
Do you know what the vaccine is for the gypsy people?
What is it?
1 krona in a cup.
Oh, yeah.
That's the...
Oh, they grab it from you?
No, you just throw it in. Hey, 5 krona.
All right.
Who even uses money these days? Like, every time Gypsies. They would approach me. But they always come to me with like a cup, like this Burger King cup. And I'm just like there. Should I swish you? Like, I don't have anything on me, No coins.
No one has cash these days in Sweden.
Just old people have cash.
It's the strangest thing when they come on trams.
And young people that get their allowance in like bills, like 20 kronas.
Do they? I
think they get swished.
They get money transfers as well, yeah.
I haven't seen money in years. Everything's digital. I feel like I'm already using Bitcoin.
Well, then you had a bit of a slope a few months ago. It's a weird currency.
Gypsies in Lithuania.
Yeah. My experience with gypsies, I think, are mostly in Sweden these days. I only heard about gypsies in Lithuania. I know there's like some place in the capital where they kind of hang out and do a lot of drugs that are administered through dirty needles that they share. But this is allegedly, I haven't been there. If anyone's a gypsy in this room, no offense, Ken.
So there's a gypsy area in Vilnius.
Yeah.
That's what you've heard at least. Yeah. All right. So I think some kind of campsite.
Yeah, they probably sell like goods and services as
Crocodile. The good drugs. Yeah.
The good stuff. What's a gypsy even? I have a Romanian friend. Is it offensive if I call? Is it like racist if I call him a gypsy?
I don't know the English like. I think
a
they say
Romanian isn't
a gypsy. No. He's
a gypsy.
Gypsy is a culture.
No, it's It's a people.
Gypsy is an ethnic
group
ethnicity and a cultural thing.
Yeah, but I think the correct English word for gypsies now is Roman people. I think
Rome. Not Romanians.
No.
Roman.
Roman people.
But
I can see why
Roman.
they would like to rename them.
Yeah. Are they Romans? But weren't the Romans from Rome during the Roman area? I think Romani is the
Romani
correct
people. Yeah, Romani.
I think it is Romani
people. Yeah. I think so. But let's call them gypsies.
So, but that virus isn't. It isn't that bad in Lithuania.
It could be. I don't know. We even have like gypsy celebrities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Really?
At least one. We have one boy singing. I call him a boy, but I guess he's like close to 40 now.
All right.
I just remember this is like very like coming back like vague. Like again on TV, we used to have like these reality shows where people would have to live in the house and then they would have to like sing. They would have to like make music
so
and
Big
sing.
Brother meets
something.
Melody
and then
Grand
they get like
Prix.
voted out by people. There was one guy from like what's it called? The kids' home where like people who don't have parents. What's that called?
Orphanary.
Orphanage.
Orphanage. Orphanage.
I was about to say funeral home, but that's the
That's later.
that's later.
But this guy came up, and I don't know if he won that reality show, but he came up good, and he was touring. I mean, he made more money than we're gonna make in our lives, I guess.
All right.
So he doesn't have to work with coins and cups.
Oh no, he has a huge cup, I guess, full of
Huge cup full of coins. All right. So that virus, yeah. All right.
Why do you call okay, Kent? I understand you're the gypsy in this room, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
are you hanging out with your people?
I used to
Okay.
before I met Eric.
Yeah. And now I've banned him from speaking.
Now
to
I'm
those
not
guys.
allowed to hang with him. No, gypsies in Sweden, they're more like for themselves now. But when I was a kid, I remember the gypsies and like all the traditions and all the parties and all the gatherings was a lot of people. And every time it was a big holiday or like Christmas or something, weddings, birthday, and funerals. They all came, like from far and east. They came to one city or to one family. But now, when we've grown, and I think maybe the pandemic has some part of it. Every family is like their own now. It's not so much party. It's not so much like gatherings no more. All the Swedes, like in my generation, studies and getting works,
getting jobs,
doing jobs, having jobs. So I don't think I think we evolved.
Yeah, but my question is more like, what's up with gypsies in Gothenburg? The people, the classic gypsies, the ones that are like begging.
Those
for money.
aren't the classic gypsies.
No.
It's about 2,500 to 3,000 Swedish gypsies in Sweden.
Swedish
gypsies, and then you have 25 to 30,000 Eastern European gypsies coming to Sweden over the last 10 or 15 years. So it's a different, and I don't think they are kind of segregated from the Swedish gypsies. Am I right?
There's some beef.
Yeah, we have a lot of beefs. No, because I think we've been here for 500 years, the Swedish gypsies, and we evolved, and we have been like approved as people from the States. So we're not
Up until 1963, the Swedish gypsies weren't allowed to go to Swedish schools. own shit.
Have bank accounts. We were like outcasts.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So after the 1960s, we've been like approved as a group of people, as a ethnicity. But
as a minority and ethnicity.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the other like Eastern European gypsies that are coming here are like, I think they're black painting us. Can you say that in svartmåla oss? They're black painting us for fun. But they're like bad. Pulling us down as because we worked so much for our reputation as gypsies. We want to like make good for ourselves, study, work, and everything. And they come here with their old scrambled Burger King cups and asking and begging for money. And
is it like lucrative business? What do they do? Do they make a lot of money?
I don't think so, because like you said, everybody have.
But they keep doing it, man. Like
they keep doing it because there are always some dumb fuck giving them money.
But that's I mean, you know, that you have to work during weekends. There's no days off on that in that line of work. And I heard maybe they do go back to Romania, and then, you know, since Romania is so cheap, maybe they make so much money they just buy land.
I heard that they're hated in Romania. They're haunted in Romania.
They are. There's a lot of racism toward gypsy people in Romania. They have many, and Hungary, and
they have many musicians that are famous in Romania, but they have like rich musician gypsies, and then they have the poor gypsies in Romania. They don't have the middle class gypsies in Romania.
No.
So if you are a rich musician gypsy in Romania, they are letting you be. But if you are one of the poor kinds that are like the majority of gypsies in Romania, you are haunted.
Mm-hmm. Haunted, as in ghosts come and visit them?
Yeah.
All right.
With trailers and everything.
So, ghosts. Yeah.
Well, how do you say haunted?
Hunted.
They're hunted. They hunted these people. Oh, very good.
Harassed.
Yes.
I would say harassed.
Very good, my friend. Very good.
But,
wild.
Haunted as well.
Yeah. They're haunted, harassed, and everything.
Do you get a lot of people coming up to you and just like asking you to do like magic?
No, they're asking me to sing and dance like a monkey. Sing, you fuck. Dance.
Well,
I'll give you 5 kroners to dance.
Funny thing about that is you have curses. Romani curses.
Yeah.
Called Armania.
Armania, yeah. Yeah, I got a brain tease.
They have special curses that they put on people, and that is real.
For like the true controversial believer gypsy thingy, if you do this Armania thing, they will like believe the words and the thing that can happen. But for me and my family that are so like secular Swedish now, we're like so much in the Swedish community, and we don't believe that shit they're talking about because that's some spirit shit. So we don't believe them, but the other gypsies believe them.
You can always find stories about this. People like, what did I hear back in Lithuania? That they could walk up to you and they can kind of just distract you, and you would just like leave them, and you find out that like you have no money on you.
That's called hypnosis.
Hypnosis, yeah. You know, the robbery magic.
Yeah. No, but I do believe that the gypsies in Sweden are they have a tough time today due to the Eastern European gypsies.
We have a tough time due to the other gypsies in Sweden, but the gypsies that are living in Sweden, I would say, are those gypsies that are living most freely. The Swedish gypsies.
Because you're part of the community.
Because we're part of the community, and the community accepts us. But if you move to Finland, the Finnish gypsies, they have a tough time there. If you move to Russia, no. Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, I think even in Lithuania, they have a tough time. So in Sweden, we are like free.
It's like all people. They just want to move where it's better.
Yeah.
I think I used to do this joke where I would say that Lithuania accepted 100 refugees. They came, they saw, they all ran to Germany. Because it's a layup, You just go there. Okay, I'm in Europe. I mean, let's go find something better.
Yeah. No, I bet. So, what's the if you were to do an Al Pitcher kind of comedy show? What's the biggest impression of the weirdest stuff that Swedish people do coming from Lithuania?
Oh, like based on my observations?
Yeah.
I wish I knew more of this stuff because I think then I could really just run with it. I was thinking about one thing recently that I noticed. I noticed a while ago, but I didn't want to talk about it because I thought it was a hack. But this thing that you have it like snus, this tobacco under the lip thing, we don't have that.
No.
No. I don't know where is it like legalized in other countries, but here, I mean, it's wild how in excess, you use it in excess. I don't see people smoking that much, but that tobacco pouches under the lip, it's all over the place. And to me, the craziest thing was just finding it in urinals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I always feel weird when I have to pee on it.
That's kind of like, disgusting. Okay. Yeah.
Have you tried it under the lip?
Yeah. A couple of times. I tried it like when I was watching a bad movie, and it kind of made it better. But afterwards, like, I was kind of nauseous.
It's a bit of a head high the first time you take it. It's a bit of a high.
I know people who can't live without it.
No, I can't.
I was one of them. I quit.
Yeah?
After 10 or 15 years of using it, I quit.
And cold turkey, or?
It was a tough time.
Did you go cold turkey? Did you quit at once?
Go back to smoking?
Did I? No, yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
he
I did.
Go back to smoking.
Yeah, I did. I quit the snooze, but I bought some cigarettes. And it took me like 2 or 3 months to quit cigarettes. But I must say quitting the cigarettes was worse. Was
worse than quitting snooze.
Yeah.
All right.
I think maybe because I had like I quit snooze but started with cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's maybe did the snooze quitting more easy. But
I quit cigarettes and started with snooze, and quitting cigarettes is nothing compared to quitting snooze. But I've tried that, and it's 2 weeks of withdrawals with heavy sweats during nighttime.
Bad dreams.
It's awful.
So it's more difficult with snooze?
According to me, snooze, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And according to my sources too, snooze. I would say snooze. For me, it was cigarettes because, like I said, I think because I quitted snooze with cigarettes. So that's why I didn't feel the...
And I quit cigarettes with hypnosis. That was easier.
Was it done by a gypsy?
It wasn't. It should have been, but it wasn't. A Canadian guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it worked?
It did.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard like back in Lithuania, we call it like you have to get encoded or coded. They do it for like alcoholics.
Yeah.
They do some shit and for some reason they just get like disgusted. They don't want to like touch alcohol again.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I
do.
wish they could fix some shit in me, man.
I could. I'm a licensed hypnotherapist in every other country except from Sweden.
Is that real?
I've done that, yeah. I think I've done 8 courses throughout the world in hypnosis. I've done street hypnosis in Las Vegas. I've done a lot of weird stuff.
Okay. I feel like you should be doing better in life.
I'm an alcoholic.
That's the only thing. Can you do hypnosis on yourself?
No.
Just look in the mirror, close your eyes, shut up.
That shit.
As he's sipping a beer can again.
No, it's. I would say it's easier to hypnotize someone else is a lot easier than yourself.
It depends. I heard some people are like resistant to that.
Oh yeah.
I think I would fall under easy.
You think?
Yeah, dude, I can't even talk to a woman. She hypnotizes. You look in her eyes for a bit too long, man.
All right.
And you fall on the floor.
Well, I think the easiest people to hypnotize are
tall Lithuanians that are 2 meters and 1 centimeters.
I would say soldiers and police. Because they are, when they get a command, they do. Mm-hmm. Those are few of the easiest people to hypnotize. And then the most analytical people can be hard. Can be quite hard.
Okay.
Autism can be a thing that puts your ADHD could be hard as well.
So people who question reality. So if you believe in flat Earth, you're not.
Then you can
resist.
I believe that's quite easy because they believe nonsense, and then you can tell them anything. I bet.
Oh man, I'm learning new shit about you, man.
Yeah. So anyhow, should we?
I think this is the week's episode with Donatello. Donatello Donatas from Lithuania.
When I do a podcast in Italy, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Donatello.
Are you gonna do an Italian podcast?
I hope so, someday in the future.
The Donatello experience.
The Donatello experience.
So, where can people find you? Where can people see you? Where can people enjoy you?
I'm doing stand-up in Gothenburg. I'm here in the clubs.
Open mics, it's Viva, it's Halta Kotten, it's Redå, it's Andra Lång Comedy.
Exactly. It's if you want to make some effort, it's easy to find. I have also Instagram account. I don't post much, but I think I'm gonna do a better job trying to just let people know where I'm gonna be next.
What's your Instagram?
Just my first name and my last name, so it's Donatas Kveselys. That's it.
DONATASKVESELYS.
Perfect.
Wow. Perfect.
Well, you really need, I mean it.
I think we will tag you in
Donatas Kveselys. That's how I would pronounce it.
Kveselys.
Donatas Kveselys.
It sounds like a
Kveselys.
Sounds like a gender disease. What do you call it?
Norwegian
gender disease. Könssjukdom. Fan heter det?
Something you get.
It's called
God damn.
Genital.
Oh boy.
What the fuck? Wah, 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 wah. Okay, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Then the only thing we need to say is Sigena Lund.
Gypsy easy, motherfucker.